Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosensia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sock Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even 11 enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today, and coming soon to Hamilton Radio. Also, you can also check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, makes great gifts 24/7. Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also cool merchandise like t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show, and make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific lady who is a founder of Knock Knock Give a Sock, or KKGS. It's a nonprofit organization and raises awareness about where the homeless are and who are the homeless, and provides fresh socks, a much needed resource in many homeless shelters. So talk about that. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I do have socks, by the way. So if you're wondering if I have socks, I've got plenty. And this lady and the others are going to need more than that. Don't send socks to me, please. This organization uses a 2-step approach to achieve a goal and encourages company and community to join and get involved and get to know each other like the old days. And of course, she's the author of 2 books, Knock Knock Give a Sock and Knock Knock Where's My Sock? Tackles the issue of homelessness from 2 vantage points. We'll talk about that. Also, she'll be announcing a special Mother's Day event, which will be happening not just in the area, and encourages everyone all across the board. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Manhattan, the founder of Knock Knock Give a Sock, and she's all well covered in 2 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented founder of Knock Knock Give a Sock, Adina Lichtman. Adina, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I've heard so many great things about you, so happy to finally be on the show.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too. And do you have your socks on, by the way? I can't let you have mine. I'm kidding.
I do. I got them.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's my favorite color, too. I showed you that earlier. I have a left one and a right one. I've got some white ones, brown ones, green ones. But that's what's been happening because that has to match my outfit. So
That sounds great.
But of course, all kidding aside, there's people out there who don't have socks, and you're the founder of Knock Knock Give a Sock. You're a nonprofit organization, raise awareness about who the homeless are, and provides fresh socks, a much needed resource in many homeless shelters. That's the most common. And of course, your organization uses a two-step approach to achieve the goal and encourages company and community to join and get involved and get to know each other, to combat the homeless and all the other issues. And you have 2 books out, which is called Knock Knock Give a Sock and Knock Knock Where's My Sock, and takes on the issues of homeless from 2 different perspectives. And you also have a special announcement. But before getting all that, Adina, tell us how you got started. I put a sock in my mouth too many times.
No worries. So I actually started Knock Knock Give a Sock a whole bunch of years ago when I was a sophomore in college at NYU. I was giving out sandwiches to some of my neighbors on the street experiencing homelessness when one guy said to me, "Ma'am, it's so nice you're giving out sandwiches, but one thing we could really use are socks." And I realized my feet were too small and my socks weren't going to fit him. So I decided to knock on every door on my floor. And in about 15 minutes, I got over 40 pairs of socks.
Wow.
Fast forward to my senior year of college, we ended up spreading to over 20 college campuses and collecting over 50,000 pairs of socks.
Wow.
And Mike, that's when I joked that I actually became a sock celebrity. I would be asked to come speak at schools and synagogues and churches about Knock Knock Give a Sock. And I would always ask the audience 2 questions. So I'll ask them to you. Mike, have you ever given money, food, or clothing to someone in need or to a donation bin?
I've done that, yes.
And the next question I ask is, can you tell me the name of one person experiencing homelessness?
Well, I do have to say is that where I lived is that they had them around apartments and abandoned homes, mobile homes, trailers, and everything. And every time I go shopping with my family, we bring some leftover food from a nearby Wendy's or grab Little Caesars on the way home or anything like that. We carry leftovers, and there are times they come up and say, "Hey, got any money? We're hungry." I says, "We have no money, but we can just give you some food. Give them the leftover Wendy's, McDonald's, or whatever. Or, worst comes to worst, we'll just take them to a Little Caesars and get them a thing of pizza, at the $5.99 pizza, and that thing." And what was really nice about Little Caesars, I saw this online, that some of the Little Caesars employees got really tired of homeless people just digging through garbage, just looking for food, even finding small bits of pizza, like in the crust. And then they said, "Why don't you just come on in and we'll give you a slice of pizza and a water." So I think that's, really helped as well too. And another story I had is where my wife and I, before we had kids, we lived in downtown. We're in Chicago at the time. And we got done eating a steak dinner, and then we carried it home with us. And then a homeless guy comes up and says, "Hey, you got any money? I'm hungry." I said, "Well, we got some food and here you go." So we simply just rid ourselves of carrying leftovers at home and help somebody out. So that's a whole thing. If you're carrying leftovers and you see a homeless person, begging for money, don't give them money, give them some food, give them something to eat, and just let them enjoy himself. That's the thing. And then you also brought up a thing about socks. I'll just have to go to my local dollar store and get some socks as well. Maybe just carry a couple. And of course, doesn't mean socks a cat or even the baseball White Sox or Red Sox. So
that's great. So as you mentioned, there are all these ways of giving. So a lot of times I'll walk into different corporate companies or synagogues or just basically different audiences and ask them those 2 questions, right? Have you ever given money, food, or clothing? And everyone raises their hand and says yes and tells stories. And then sometimes I ask, can you tell me the name of one person living in a shelter? And very often, or someone experiencing homelessness, and very often they don't know the names, right? Because there's just been this moment of transaction, but not necessarily a moment of a deep interaction. So my senior year of college, I decided to bring 50 of my college classmates and 50 people who were living in local homeless shelters to have dinner side by side.
Nice.
We had 2 rules. 1, you had to sit next to someone new. 2, no one was allowed to serve anyone else, like soup kitchen style. Everyone had to sit family style, like meals. And by the end of the dinner, we had college students saying, "Adina, we can't tell who's homeless and who's not." They were meeting moms who had 3 kids who couldn't afford childcare, dads who got out of prison, couldn't get jobs afterwards, people working minimum wage jobs, but that doesn't get you out of the shelter system. And most people don't even realize that in New York City alone, street homelessness, like who we see on the street, who we imagine with like the cardboard sign and the long hair and right? Street homelessness is actually only 5% of homelessness in New York City. 95% actually live in shelters. So
Wow.
there are all these stigmas and stereotypes around what homelessness is. But what most people don't know is it's children. Out of the 60,000 people who are homeless in New York City, 25,000 are children. 70% are families, right? 40% have gotten a paycheck within the last month. So a lot of these stigmas and stereotypes around homelessness exist, but are not necessarily the whole picture. So I did this dinner on college campus, this meet your neighbor dinner. It was amazing. And I decided that I wanted to do this and I wanted to bring it to the corporate space. So that's when Knock Knock Give a Sock's mission became humanizing homelessness one sock at a time by turning transactions, right, the collecting of socks or giving out of socks, into interactions, into these meaningful meet your neighbor lunches and dinners.
That's rather interesting. And we're going to say something else.
I was just going to say, so basically, after I jumped into Knock Knock Give a Sock full time, prior to the pandemic, the three basic pillars of our organization is: one, we would distribute 500,000 socks a year. Two, we would hire people living in local shelters to help us distribute those socks. And three, we would do these meet your neighbor lunches and dinners where we would bring people living in homes and people living in shelters to have dinners side by side.
That's rather interesting. And I was thinking about the whole shelter concept. And do they go to shelters where the food is already provided, or do you get it from a food bank, or do you have like volunteers come in and bring food?
Every shelter is different in New York City. Some shelters don't provide food and don't let any food in. Some shelters provide food, but won't let you bring it up to the rooms. Some will give you even like a small kitchenette, depending if you get into like an SRO, right? So there's like so many different variations.
Okay. And also too, like with the situation in New York City, and of course, you have the winters and everything else. And of course, it varies by season as well, too. And what's the one period do you think there is a rise in homelessness? Obviously the holidays, but what's the one period in the non-peak where the homeless rise as well, too, as in dire need of socks, food, and everything else?
And, what I like to always remind people is, right, we have these holiday seasons in which everybody kind of is like, oh, we need to give XYZ, especially as the seasons get cold. And that's when socks are obviously the most important. But some people are like, oh, it's April time, May time. I'll reconnect with you in the winter. And I'm like, no, we need socks now too.
And of course, the fact that the summertime is like feet sweat, you step on like, possible glass and everything like that. And of course, socks are definitely needed too. So we just have that. And of course, we'll also talk about the books, which, correlate about the socks and everything. We'll talk about that. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking a budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and M&M's. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com on over 30 podcast platforms. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today, and coming soon to Hamilton Radio. Also, don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at the MikeWagnerShow.com. And also, for more great merchandise, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles, and cool merchandise. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific lady who's the founder of Knock Knock Give a Sock, a nonprofit organization in New York City here on the Mike Wagner Show, helping raise awareness about who the homeless are and providing fresh socks and a much needed resource for many homeless shelters. And also up to date, how many homeless shelters you guys have in New York City?
Man, there's hundreds. We have 60,000 people who are homeless in New York City, who are currently residing in different shelters every night. And then around 5,000 of our neighbors who are on the actual streets and subways. Number of shelters, I don't know, but there are some shelters that house up to like 250 people. And then there are shelters that have like 30 people. So every shelter kind of varies from there.
Mm-hmm. And of course, also the fact that they need a lot of socks and, of course, children over here. And they also wrote a couple of books like Knock, Knock, Give a Sock and Knock, Knock, Where's My Sock? And first of all, tell us about those books. And it's a good idea to show them too for the little ones. Yeah. Where is my sock? I've got mine. Hope you got yours.
So here, and I'll show you basically during the pandemic, as I mentioned, pre-pandemic, we were doing all of these dinners all the time, bringing people living in homes and people living in shelters to have dinners side by side. So that people living in shelters or experiencing homelessness would get to share their stories and journeys around homelessness. So during the pandemic, while we were able to distribute socks, we couldn't humanize homelessness because we couldn't do these meet your neighbor lunches and dinners. And so I was racking my brain, how can we humanize homelessness? And then I would read these articles that families living in different parts of New York City were upset that shelters were moving into hotels in their area.
Wow.
Because they were upset. It was changing their neighborhood. They were scared. There was a lot of stigmas around homelessness. And I was like, we need to reach these families to get them to talk about homelessness, think about homelessness, empathize with homelessness, right? Because right now you're like, this is a nuisance on your street for you. But for that guy, he literally doesn't have anywhere to go. So like you're upset about your like bougie fancy apartment and like, on Billionaires Row and you're not loving the way it looks anymore. But for these people who've been like uprooted during the pandemic and literally have no place to go and they don't have, these pods that we had during the pandemic, and it's a really lonely time. So that's when I decided I need to do something to humanize homelessness. And that's when I thought about writing these children's books. It's called the Pair of Books Project, hence pair of socks, pair of books.
I get it. Yes, clever.
So the Pair of Books Project, 2 books, 2 stories, 1 inspiring message for children in all neighborhoods, right? So these books come together. When you purchase them online, you're actually getting 2 books. And one is called Knock, Knock, Give a Sock. And it's actually about a little girl named Dee Dee who finds out that her neighbor Diego needs some socks. So she ends up engaging her whole neighborhood in collecting socks for Diego and end up becoming the sock fairy.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. The sock fairy. I love that.
It's basically me as a 5-year-old. And then we have the next book, which is Knock, Knock, Where's My Sock?
Mm-hmm.
And this is about a little girl who her family moves into a shelter. But during the move, she loses the matching pair to her lucky socks. And now she just has 1. And she thinks, what can I do if I just have 1? Could it even still be lucky anymore? So first she tries on as a bracelet and she realizes it's too big. Then she tries it on as a bag. It's too small. Eventually she realizes she could put it over her eyes and turn it into a superhero mask. And in the shelter, she starts a superhero club with other kids in the shelter where they all do random acts of kindness throughout New York City. So then in the end, you have 2 books about 2 girls in 2 different housing situations who both are making an impact in their neighborhood, regardless of their housing status. And we actually even worked with families living in shelters while we wrote these books, so that whether you're a kid living in a home or a kid living in a shelter, both books would be appropriate for your child. And we don't even use the word homeless in the books. In this book, we talk about our neighbors on the street. And in this book, we talk about a little girl who moves into the shelter, because we would never want a kid who's reading one of these books who knows that they're living in a shelter to self-label themselves as homeless, because unfortunately homeless carries such a big stigma around it. And there's so much more than that, right? They're a superhero. They're a kid who can make an impact in their neighborhood.
And of course, another thing, how can we help?
How can we help? Well, I would say there are 2 ways you could help. 1, engage your office spaces, your workspaces, your houses of worship, your communities. And you can engage in a sock drive, which you can sign up for at kkgs.org. Super easy. We'll send you our logo to put on a bin. And then at the end of the drive, we'll put you in contact with your local shelter so that everyone can donate locally. And then if you're a family, with some little ones that you want to educate on homelessness, you can again go to our website, www.kkgs.org. You just have to remember 4 letters, kkgs.org. And you can, you'll see at the top of the page, socks, about us, mission, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll see books. Click books, and it'll take you to our link to purchase a set of our books.
And if people are wishing to donate instead of socks, how can they donate?
Everything's on the same page. You want to sign up for a sock drive? kkgs.org. You want to donate monetarily? kkgs.org. You want to get books? kkgs.org.
We certainly will do so. And you have a special event you're really excited to talk about. We'll get to that in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Adina Lichtman of Knock Knock Give a Sock, the KKGS Foundation, after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with the founder of Knock Knock Give a Sock, a nonprofit organization, KKGS, Adina Lichtman, here on the Mike Wagner Show, and author of 2 great books, Knock Knock Give a Sock and Knock Knock Where's My Sock? And you also got a big event that's coming up as well, too, and it's really dear to your heart, and let's hear about it.
So thank you so much. So as I mentioned earlier, we, in addition to having these books and collecting socks, we do these Meet Your Neighbor events where we bring people living in homes and people living in shelters to have events together. So my favorite event of the year that we do is our Meet Your Neighbor Mother's Day brunch, where we bring 25 moms living in homes and 25 moms living in shelters to have a Mother's Day brunch side by side, which means we have 80, 90, sometimes 100 kids as well who are in the room next door, engaging in activities and carnivals and those volunteers come, and many times they're the dads, the husbands, and other volunteers who come join who want to be a part of that. And then we have our moms in the other room engaging in one of these brunches, and it is the most beautiful way to connect with other mothers on Mother's Day and step beyond your own home.
And that's so amazing as well, too. And what else can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond, Donna?
I would say sign up for our newsletter. You can get in contact with us through our website. Follow us on Instagram. Our handle is Knock Knock Give a Sock. And you can see all of our upcoming events. What you can expect from us is every month we're going to be hosting a different event, bringing our neighbors living in homes and neighbors living in shelters to have dinners and brunches and lunches side by side. And we would love to see you there.
We certainly will do so. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Wow. That's great. Honestly, there's Sarah Blakely. She's the founder of Spanx, which is a women's shapewear company. And while she started a for-profit, so our businesses are very different. She's someone who I really look up to as someone who has balanced her family life and her work life in really impactful ways and adventure. She's always like up to something fun and exciting. But more than that, I aspire to live up to her hustle. She worked harder than anyone I've ever seen. She started by selling fax machines door to door, and she came up with a product, and she just hustled. And now she's, America's first self-made female billionaire.
Woo-wee, look out, Bill Gates. Here she comes.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Anyone who is in the space of starting something. I remember when I was first starting Knock Knock Give a Sock, and I was like nervous and scared. How am I going to start it? How am I going to raise the funds? How am I going to make a career out of this? And I was getting close to graduating school, and people kept asking me what I was doing. And I was like, I think I'm going to run Knock Knock Give a Sock full time. And I'll never forget, my dad sat me down and he said, Adina, your toes in the water. Either jump in or walk away, but don't tell people you might do it. You're thinking about, you're either doing it or you're not doing it, and you have to commit. So my biggest piece of advice is, if you're on the fence about something, either jump in the water or walk away.
And make sure you keep your socks on too. That's the most important thing. Keep your socks on.
Always keep the socks on.
That's right. And I still got mine on too. And hopefully you still got yours. We didn't lose them during talking. So hopefully you still got them on.
Yeah. Although you did rock my socks off. So.
Oh yeah. Or knock the socks off. That's right. And playing for the Red Sox and the White Sox. Yes, that's right.
I'm all about the puns. I got you.
Exactly. That's right. So we're with Adina Lichtman, founder of Knock Knock Give a Sock, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Adina, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. We wish you all the best, and make sure you keep us up to date. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people purchase your books, or simply check out your services, and how can we help?
Yeah, I would say check out our website, www.kkgs.org. Like I said, it's just 4 letters, KKGS, Knock Knock Give Sock. So go to our website. There you can either sign up for a sock drive, or you can purchase a set of books, or you can make a donation, and follow our Instagram for upcoming events to sign up.
We certainly will do so. Once again, Adina, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. We wish you all the best, and you've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.